Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, please hit that subscribe button, and if you do like our content, give us a like. So today she's showing you how to make Sheikh Mahshi, which is a traditional Middle Eastern eggplant or aubergine dish. It's an absolutely delicious dish. So you start off by getting some young eggplants.
You can use big ones too.
Yeah, obviously you can use big ones, but I like them young. It's nice and tender when they're still babies. And you peel them like so. You don't peel all the skin. You just peel them at different sections and leave some skin intact.
And you make incision?
And you make an incision on one side of it, ready for the filling. And if you are using larger eggplants, if you couldn't find the smaller ones, then what you do is you cut them, you slice them right in the center in two halves, and you just crisscross. You score it with a knife by crisscrossing it on the surface. Then you place them in the oven, or you can fry it, and then we can move on to the next stage of the recipe. So after you have peeled them, just sprinkle some salt on their surface and just let them rest.
To dry all the moisture out of it.
To dry most of the moisture out. And these are the ingredients you'll need. You'll need some ripe chopped tomatoes, a fresh tomato, one chopped onion, crushed garlic, some capsicum or bell peppers, some hot chilies, and some parsley, and some seasoning. And we can't forget the minced meat. In this case, it's minced lamb, which is a traditional ingredient. So after the moisture has come out of the eggplants, it's been half an hour or so, not too long. Make sure you pat them dry. You dry them, and then you start frying them. So there's tasty and there's tastier. Frying is tastier than baking. So we chose to fry it, but you can also bake it, there's no issues there. And while this is frying, we'll start preparing the stuffing. So in a pan, you add some olive oil and you drop the onions and you start sauteing them. After the onions have become translucent, you add the minced lamb. Any minced meat will do, but we're using minced lamb because it is traditionally used. Once the meat is cooked and browned off, you add the capsicum, red and green capsicum, the hot chilies, and the crushed garlic. And you saute them for a little while. You can adjust the heat level according to your liking, but I do like it hot. Once the capsicum have sauteed for a couple of minutes, you push them to one side and you add the tomato paste and cook it down for a little while. Once you've cooked it down for a minute, you mix the paste in with the rest of the meat mixture, and then you add the chopped tomatoes. Peeled and chopped tomatoes, and cook it down for furthermore. At this point, you add the spices. You add some salt, pepper, some paprika. Then lower the heat and you cook it down for 10 minutes until everything is cooked through. After 10 minutes of cooking the meat and it's finally done, you turn the heat off and you garnish it with parsley. Ready to be stuffed in the eggplant. Once the eggplants have browned off, they're nice and golden in color. You remove them from the cooking pot, from the oil, and you place them on some paper towel to drain all the excess oil. Once the eggplants have dried up from the oil and rested, you open the center up like so, make a cavity, begin stuffing the and you place some capsicums and cherry tomatoes to be roasted alongside the eggplants. It gives it color and extra flavor. It's absolutely delicious with the eggplants. So then you add some capsicums and cherry tomatoes to be roasted alongside the eggplants. They taste absolutely delicious and they give it extra color. So the meat mixture does roughly about 8 medium eggplants. The ingredients are in the description box below, guys, if you want to access it. And now it's time to make the sauce.
It's just water, tomato paste,
So in some water, you add tomato paste, pinch of salt,
and pepper.
black pepper,
And that's it.
and that's it. You whisk it,
And you pour it over, and you cook it in the oven.
and you
for
pour it
about
over, and you cook it in the oven
maybe
approximately 15 to 20 minutes until the eggplants are cooked right through. Now you pour the sauce. You make sure you pour the sauce in and around, just around the eggplant. Do not pour into the eggplant. You don't want to drown the eggplant with sauce. You just want them to be sort of swimming in the sauce, just around this the eggplants.
Maybe halfway
About halfway up the eggplant,
to the eggplant, yeah.
and ready for the oven. And there she is, guys, looking absolutely delicious. It's a dish that I crave all the time. You got the creamy eggplant, the fluffy rice, the flavorful tomato sauce with the heat of the chilies on top. It's an absolute delight of a dish that must be tried to appreciate. Please do yourself a favor and make this dish. And if you like what you've seen so far, please give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please be our guest. And we'll see you in the next delicious recipe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.